There are moments in life when the world suddenly feels quieter, almost as if time itself pauses for a heartbeat. In those moments when we feel lost, confused, or overwhelmed, something deep within us begins to whisper softly, gently, lovingly. It's a whisper that doesn't come from the noise around us. It doesn't come from our thoughts or our fears or our doubts. It comes from a place beyond all of that. A place higher, deeper, wiser, a place where divine love lives. And that whisper is God reminding you, I am with you. There is a mysterious, beautiful connection between God and the human heart. You can't see it, you can't touch it, but you can feel it like a warm light resting on your soul. It's the feeling you get when the night is dark, but somehow, dawn will come. It's the strength that rises inside you when you thought you had nothing left. It's the moment you fall apart and somehow you still get up. That is God. That is His love. That is His presence in your life. People think God shows His love only through miracles, blessings, and answered prayers. But sometimes God's greatest love appears in silence, in waiting, in delays, in tears, in battles, and in the moments where everything seems heavy. Because it is in those very moments that God draws you closer to Him, holds you tighter, and whispers the words no one else can tell you. You are stronger than this. I made you for more. Don't give up. Your story is not finished yet. Every person has a relationship with God, whether they realize it or not, even those who claim they are alone. God walks next to them, even those who say they don't pray. God listens to their heart, even those who feel unworthy. God surrounds them with mercy. That's the beauty of His love. It isn't conditional. It isn't limited. It is given constantly, generously, eternally. And it is this love that becomes especially clear in one of life's biggest mysteries. Why does God give His hardest battles to certain people? Why is it that some hearts feel heavier? Why do some paths seem more difficult? Why do some souls carry storms, mountains, and wounds that others never experience? If you've ever looked at your life and wondered, why me? Why is this happening to me? Why is my journey so hard compared to others? Then I want you to listen closely, because what I'm about to share with you may change the way you see yourself, your challenges, and your entire life. God gives His hardest battles to His strongest soldiers. Not because you are already strong, but because He is making you strong. Because He sees something within you that you cannot see yet. Because He knows the size of the future He is preparing for you. And He knows that the person you are today needs to become stronger, wiser, and braver to step into that destiny. But let's start from the beginning. Let's understand why God chooses you for battles that feel impossible. When God loves a person, He doesn't place them on a smooth, empty path. He places them on a meaningful path. A path with lessons. A path with growth. A path with strength. A path where every tear becomes wisdom. Every setback becomes preparation. Every disappointment becomes redirection. And every challenge becomes a divine training ground. You see, ordinary soldiers go through ordinary training. But elite soldiers, they go through the toughest, hardest, most intense training because their missions are greater. Their responsibilities are greater. And God knows you are not an ordinary soul. You are chosen for something extraordinary. That's why He strengthens you through battles others never face. And sometimes the battle isn't outside, it's inside. It's the battle with your own thoughts, the battle with your fears, the battle with your past, the battle with your patience, the battle with your faith. These internal battles are often harder than any mountain you can climb. Have you ever felt like you're trying so hard, yet nothing seems to work? Like you're giving your best, but life still feels unfair? Like you're moving forward, but everything keeps pushing you back? Those moments are not signs of weakness. They are signs of transformation. Think about gold. It is put through fire so it can shine. Think about diamonds. They are crushed, pressured, and reshaped before they become priceless. Think about seeds. They are buried in darkness before they grow. Every great thing in this world is shaped by pressure, challenges, and transformation. So when God puts pressure on you, He isn't breaking you. He is shaping you. But here is something people rarely understand. God does not give you battles to hurt you. He gives you battles to reveal you, to reveal your strength, to reveal your potential, to reveal your resilience, to reveal the warrior hidden inside you. Many people live their whole lives without knowing how strong they are because they never faced anything that required their true strength. But you, God chose you for challenges that awaken the hero within you. Sometimes, God will place you in situations where the only one you can depend on is Him. And that is not a punishment. It is an invitation to trust, an invitation to surrender, an invitation to let Him lead the way. There are moments in life where everything seems confusing. You don't know what to do. You don't know where to go. You don't know what decision is right. In those moments, God is not silent because He left you. He is silent because He is working. A teacher is silent during the test, not because they are gone, but because they want to see how much you've grown, how much you've learned, how much you've transformed. God is the same. He watches, He guides, He protects, He strengthens, He prepares, He waits, He plans. And He knows exactly what you need even when you don't. But sometimes people ask, if God loves me, why does He let me struggle? Why does Seti just make things easy for me? Let me tell you something powerful. Ease never creates strength. Comfort never creates growth. Smooth roads never create champions. If God made your life too easy, you would never discover your power. You would never discover your courage. You would never discover the faith that lives inside you. You would never realize that no matter what breaks around you, your soul can still stand. Every challenge is a message. Every hardship is a lesson. Every delay is protection. Every heartbreak is redirection. Every closed door is guidance. Sometimes the things you cry about today are the things you will thank God for tomorrow. Maybe God closed a door because behind it was pain. Maybe God ended a relationship because it wasn't meant for your future. Maybe God placed a delay because you were not ready yet. Maybe God made the journey hard because He wants you to rise higher. He does not remove battles. He strengthens you for them. I want you to imagine something for a moment. Imagine a child trying to lift a heavy box. He struggles, he pushes, he pulls, he tries with all his might, but he can't lift it. His father watches silently. He doesn't say help him immediately. He lets the child try. He lets the child struggle because he knows the struggle is building the child's strength. And then when the moment is right, the father steps in and lifts the box effortlessly. That accepts God. He watches you. He lets you try. He lets you grow. He lets you build strength. And then when you have learned what you needed to learn, when the time is right, when the moment is perfect, He steps in, lifts the burden, and shows you that He was there the entire time. Your battle is not a sign that God has abandoned you. Your battle is the proof that God trusts you. He trusts your heart. He trusts your capacity. He trusts your soul. He trusts your potential. He trusts your future. And He knows that after this battle, you will not be the same. You will be wiser, stronger, kinder, deeper, more compassionate, more grateful, and more connected to Him. You know what's incredible? Sometimes the battle you are fighting isn't even about you. Sometimes God is using you to inspire someone else. Sometimes your story will save someone else's life. Sometimes your strength will give hope to someone who thinks they cannot survive their own storm. Your battle can become someone else's reason to keep going. Your journey can become someone else's light. Your survival can become someone else's faith. That is how powerful you are. That is how chosen you are. That is how important you are in God's plan. But let me tell you something deeper. Every time you cry alone, God sees. Every time you fight silently, God knows. Every time your heart breaks, God holds it. Every time you fall, God lifts you. Every time you feel unworthy, God reminds you of your value. Every time you feel weak, God fills you with strength. Every time you think you cannot go on, God whispers, you can. His love is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is not always obvious, but it is powerful. It is the love that wakes you up every day, the love that keeps you breathing, the love that pulls you through the darkest nights, the love that brings you here, right now, listening to these words, because deep inside your heart, you know you were meant to hear this today. You are chosen. You are guided. You are protected. You are valued. You are destined for greatness. And the battle you are facing, it is not the end. It is the beginning of the strongest version of you. This is why God gives his hardest battles to you, because he knows you will not break. He knows you will rise. He knows you will transform. He knows you will become everything he designed you to be. And he knows one day you will look back at this moment and say, that battle changed my life. That battle made me who I am today. There comes a time in every person's life when the weight they carry feels heavier than ever before, a time when the people they trusted walk away, when the plans they built collapse, when the dreams they held so tightly suddenly fall apart. And in those moments you might think, why is this happening? Why does everything hurt? Why does the world feel so cold? But I want you to understand something that can change your heart forever. The deeper the pain, the higher the calling. God does not allow pain without purpose. He does not give battles without meaning. He does not break you, he builds you. But the building process, it isn't gentle. It isn't comfortable. It isn't soft. God is shaping your soul with intention. He is refining you like fire refines gold. He is molding you like a potter shapes clay. And every twist, every pressure, every moment that feels confusing is actually his way of forming you into the person you were always meant to be. Many people want strength without struggle. They want blessings without patience. They want growth without discomfort. They want victory without a battle. But it doesn't work that way. Not in life, not in faith, not in destiny. God doesn't choose the strongest people for the toughest battles. He chooses ordinary people and then he makes them strong through the battle. You may not feel strong right now. You may feel tired, overwhelmed, drained, or even broken. But strength is not measured by the absence of struggle. Strength is measured by the fact that you are still here. You are still fighting. You are still breathing. You are still trying. That alone is proof of your power. Sometimes the battle you are facing today is preparing you for blessings you cannot even imagine yet. God might be delaying something because he wants to give you something better. He might be removing something because it no longer fits your future. He might be closing a door because behind that door lies heartbreak you're not meant to experience. Imagine walking through life holding a small cup, asking God for a little water. But God removes the cup from your hands and leaves you empty. You cry, you panic, you wonder why he took away the only thing you had. But what you don't see is that God took that cup because he wants to give you a river. Sometimes God empties your hands so he can fill them with something bigger. Sometimes God breaks your plans so he can rebuild them with something better. Sometimes God says no because his yes would have destroyed you. Sometimes God slows you down to protect you from going in the wrong direction. This is the divine love people often don't understand. The love that protects you without showing you the danger, the love that guides you without explaining the path, the love that strengthens you without revealing the future. One day you will look back on your life and realize that the things you cried about were actually blessings disguised as pain. The things you begged God to remove were actually the things that shaped you. The things you thought were setbacks were actually setups for something greater. But let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that the strongest people you know have gone through the hardest moments? The most compassionate people you know have experienced the deepest pain? The wisest people you know have survived the toughest storms? This is not a coincidence. This is God's SIP's process. He does not choose people who are already perfect. He chooses people who are willing to grow. Your battle is not a punishment, it is preparation. Your pain is not a punishment, it is strengthening. Your delay is not a punishment, it is protection. But the human heart often doesn't understand this in the moment. When life gets hard, the first question people ask is, why me? Why do I have to go through this? Why is my journey filled with pain while others seem to have it easier? The truth is, people who appear to have easy lives often avoid the depth God intended for them. They stay safe, they stay comfortable, they stay in their small circle. They never face anything that pulls greatness out of them. They never experience the level of transformation you are experiencing. God loves you too much to leave you in the shallow end. He is pulling you deeper. He is preparing you for something bigger than the life you've known. And growth always begins with discomfort. Think about a butterfly. Before it becomes something beautiful, it is trapped inside a dark cocoon. It struggles, it pushes, it fights. The process looks painful. But that struggle is the only way its wings become strong enough to fly. If someone tried to help the butterfly by opening the cocoon for it, the butterfly would come out weak, unable to fly, unable to survive, because the pressure inside the cocoon is what gives it strength. The same is true for you. If God removed every struggle from your life, you would never learn to fly. You would never learn courage. You would never learn faith. You would never learn resilience. You would never learn who you truly are. So when you feel trapped, remember, your cocoon is temporary. Your transformation is happening. Your wings are growing. And when God decides the time is right, you will fly higher than you ever imagined. But here steps the part that most people do not see. God gives his hardest battles to those he trusts the most. When God puts you through a battle, it is because he knows you can handle it. Even when you think you can't, even when you feel weak, even when you feel like giving up, even when you cry alone at night, God sees strength in you that you haven't discovered yet. It's such like a master who trains a warrior. The master knows the warrior's potential long before the warrior knows it. The master sees strength where the warrior sees weakness. The master sees victory where the warrior sees defeat. And the master pushes the warrior not out of cruelty, but out of love. God is that master. You are that warrior. Every hardship is training. Every obstacle is strengthening. Every failure is education. Every heartbreak is purification. Every challenge is preparation. God is not trying to hurt you. He is trying to prepare you. But you must understand something else too. The battle is not just about developing strength. It is about deepening faith. Faith is not built in comfort. Faith is built in confusion. Faith is built in darkness. Faith is built in moments where you have no choice but to trust God. When you don't know what tomorrow holds, you learn to trust the one who holds tomorrow. When you don't know why something happened, you learn to trust the one who sees what you cannot. When you don't know which path to choose, you learn to trust the one who creates paths. Faith is born when fear is loud, but God is louder. Faith grows when life breaks you, but God holds you together. Faith strengthens when you walk through storms and realize you are not destroyed. Your battle is not just shaping you, it is connecting you to God in the deepest way. Pain does something incredible to the human soul. It removes pride. It removes ego. It removes distractions. It removes illusions. It brings you to your knees, but not in defeat, in surrender. And God always meets you in surrender. It is often in your lowest moments that you feel God the most. Not because he wasn't there before, but because you were too distracted to notice him. Pain turns your attention toward the one who never leaves. And when you finally look toward him, something miraculous happens. Peace enters your heart. Strength enters your soul. Clarity enters your mind. Hope enters your life. And suddenly the battle doesn't feel impossible anymore. Because now you are not fighting alone. God is fighting with you. God is fighting for you. God is fighting around you. God is fighting inside you. And where God stands, victory follows. You may not see the end of the battle right now, but God does. You may not understand the purpose, but God does. You may feel overwhelmed, but God is not. What feels heavy for you is effortless for him. And when the time is right, not too early, not too late, he will turn the battle into victory. He will turn the pain into purpose. He will turn the tears into blessings. He will turn the confusion into wisdom. He will turn every breakdown into a breakthrough. Nothing you are going through is wasted. Every moment is part of a divine plan. Every struggle is part of your story. Every pain is part of your preparation. You are being shaped. You are being developed. You are being strengthened. You are being elevated. And as long as God is with you, you will not fail. There comes a point in every great battle where the warrior looks up at the sky, breathes deeply, and realizes that the fight is not just about winning, it's about becoming stronger, becoming wiser, becoming deeper, becoming the person they were always destined to be. And this is exactly what God is doing with you. He is not just guiding you through a battle. He is transforming you through it. Sometimes the transformation is silent. Sometimes it is slow. Sometimes it is painful, but it is always meaningful. God is building spiritual muscles inside you, strength that will carry you through the rest of your life. Strength you may not understand now, but one day you will look back and realize that this period of struggle was actually the most important chapter of your story. You see, God already knows the person you are becoming. He sees your future long before you step into it. He sees your greatness long before you believe in it. He sees your strength long before you feel it. And he knows which experiences are needed to shape that version of you. You may think your heart is breaking, but God is expanding it. You may think you are losing everything, but God is clearing space. You may think you are falling apart, but God is rebuilding you. You may think you are alone, but God is closest to you in these moments. Every storm you've survived became a part of your strength. Every tear you shed watered the seeds of your future. Every moment you felt weak became proof of God's power working within you. Every disappointment redirected you towards something better. And the amazing thing is, God never wastes anything. Not your pain, not your confusion, not your delay, not your heartbreak, not your silent prayers, not your lonely nights, not your hidden tears. Everything you went through is being used for your elevation. But here is a truth most people never realize. The hardest battles often produce the brightest lights. Think about the moon. It shines the brightest in the darkest skies. Think about the stars. They are visible only when the world is dark. Think about lanterns. Their purpose comes alive when the night falls. Your light, your inner light, is the same. It shines brightest when you walk through darkness. Many people fear darkness, but darkness is where seeds grow. Darkness is where diamonds are formed. Darkness is where souls evolve. Darkness is where God begins his miracles. And in your darkest moments, God often whispers the loudest. He tells you, keep going. I am with you. This pain is temporary. This struggle is shaping you. You are stronger than you think. You are not alone, and soon you will understand why this had to happen. You see, God's plan is not always visible on the outside. Sometimes it looks messy. Sometimes it looks confusing. Sometimes it looks unfair. But if you could see what God sees, if you could see the people he is removing to protect you, the opportunities he is delaying to prepare you, the blessings he is saving for the perfect moment, you would never question him again. Right now, you might feel like the battle is breaking you, but one day you will realize it was actually building you. One day you will thank God for not giving you what you wanted. One day you will be grateful for the doors that closed. One day you will smile at the things that once hurt you because you will see how everything led you to something greater. And maybe that day is sooner than you think. Because when God gives you a hard battle, he also gives you hidden strength. Strength you don't know you have until the fight begins. Strength that rises when everything else falls. Strength that whispers, try again, even when you're exhausted. Strength that keeps you moving when your legs feel heavy. strength that keeps your heart alive when your mind is filled with doubt. You might not realize it, but right now, as you listen to these words, that strength is growing inside you, renewing, expanding, transforming. You are not the same person you were yesterday. Every moment of pain has shaped you. Every hardship has grown you. Every challenge has matured you. And soon you will emerge from this battle with a version of yourself that is unstoppable. But let me tell you something even more beautiful. God allows you to go through battles, not only to make you strong, but to make you compassionate, to make you gentle, to make you understanding, to make you capable of helping others. People who never face hardship often cannot feel the pain of others, but people who suffer deeply become blessings to the world. They become the ones who heal others. They become the ones who uplift others. They become the ones who understand without words, who comfort without effort, who love without limitations. Your pain will one day become your power. Your wounds will one day become your wisdom. Your scars will one day become your strength. Your battles will one day become your calling. There will come a moment, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday soon, when you still wake up and realize you survived, you grew, you transformed, you became someone new, someone stronger, someone deeper, someone unstoppable. And that is when you'll truly see why God gave his hardest battles to you. Because you were meant to be more than ordinary. Because you were meant to shine. Because you were meant to inspire. Because you were meant to rise. Because you were meant to stand out. Because your story was never meant to be small. God saw a warrior in you before you ever saw it in yourself. Even now, while you listen, God is fighting battles you don't even know about. He is protecting you from dangers you never saw. He is guiding you even when you feel lost. He is preparing blessings you haven't imagined. He is arranging people who will help you. He is removing people who would hurt you. He is aligning the path that leads to your highest destiny. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not unlucky. You are not cursed. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are chosen. You are protected. You are guided. You are loved. You are being shaped for greatness. And the battle you're facing right now, this very moment, is proof that God is upgrading your life. He is turning you into someone who will be able to handle blessings far bigger than you ever asked for. Because when God gives you more, he first makes you more. When God gives you leadership, he gives you responsibility. When God gives you influence, he gives you strength. When God gives you abundance, he gives you humility. When God gives you a calling, he gives you battles. Greatness is not given, it is developed. Destiny is not handed, it is earned through faith. Purpose is not found, it is shaped through struggle. And every battle you survive adds another layer to your greatness. Think about how far you've already come. Think about the things you thought would destroy you, but you are still here. Think about the nights you cried yourself to sleep, but you woke up stronger. Think about the moments your heart felt shattered, but somehow you kept going. Think about the times you felt alone, but God stood by you even when you didn't see it. You are not weak. You are not defeated. You are a survivor. You are a fighter. You are a warrior. You carry strength in your bones. You carry courage in your heart. You carry resilience in your soul. And soon you will carry victory in your hands. Nothing you've lost will compare to what God is about to give you. Nothing you've suffered will outweigh the blessings coming your way. Nothing you've endured will be greater than the joy ahead. Nothing broken in your life is beyond God's repair. Nothing painful in your past is greater than God's purpose. You didn't come this far by accident. You didn't survive all this for nothing. You didn't fight all these years just to be left behind. God is about to reward you for every silent battle you fought, every tear you wiped alone, every prayer you whispered in the dark, every moment you chose faith over fear, every time you kept going even when you wanted to give up. Your breakthrough is coming. Your healing is coming. Your answers are coming. Your peace is coming. Your blessings are coming. Your victory is coming. And when it arrives, when God finally opens the doors He's been preparing, you will realize every delay had meaning. Every struggle had purpose. Every heartbreak had wisdom. Every battle had value. This is why God gives His hardest battles to you. Because He is writing a story so powerful, so inspiring, so life-changing, that one day people will look at your life and say, look what God can do. Look how far God can take someone. Look how beautiful a life becomes when God is the one who guides it. And when you reach that moment when everything finally makes sense, you will close your eyes, smile, and say, it was all worth it. Every tear, every pain, every battle, because God was shaping me into the person I was always meant to be. You are chosen for greatness. You are built for resilience. You are destined for victory. And God's hardest battles were never meant to break you. They were meant to reveal the warrior that was always inside you.